The NBA regular season is finally over. No more play-in games, no more seeding games, all that weird stuff. We finally have the complete playoffs. I'm about to give you guys my personal playoff predictions. Again, this is my personal playoff predictions, so don't go too crazy. Let's not waste no time. Let's see how wrong or how right I might become. Now let's start with the East, since their games are a little bit weaker. Milwaukee versus Orlando. Orlando fans, I'm sorry. You guys are in what I call no man's land. Like, you're not good enough to contend for a title at all. And you're not bad enough to really get a top prospect because you keep making the playoffs as the 7th or the 8th seed. So you guys are in a really bad spot. And for that reason, I still think you guys are going to get swept. I know last year, Toronto gave them a gentleman's sweep and they won one game. But this year, unless Giannis headbutts somebody again, I can't see them winning a game. Miami versus Indiana. This may be a little controversial, but I know everybody's excited to see TJ Warren versus Jimmy Butler. Like, that's the big headline because of that battle they had earlier in the season. But I don't think this matchup is going to be as great as some people assume. Like, I like TJ Warren, but I don't think he's there yet, especially playing the exact same team every other night. I think Miami is good and sound defensively, and I think they're going to take care of him in 5. Like, that's just my opinion. Victor Oladipo is there, and he's playing decent, but he's not Victor Oladipo yet. Like, he's still recovering from that injury. So I just don't think their supporting cast is good enough, and Miami has a plethora of players they can kind of throw at TJ Warren. So for that reason, I got Miami in 5. Boston versus Philly. I'm not going to waste too much time there. I don't see Joel Embiid leading that team past the game, so I have Boston in 5 and maybe 5. Like, I'm doing that just because of Joel Embiid. No Ben Simmons. I like the team, but they're really not good enough. I don't see them winning more than a game, so Boston in 5. And Toronto versus Brooklyn. A lot of people think Toronto is going to sweep Brooklyn and all that. Bro, I just do not see that. Like, I know Brooklyn doesn't have a star yet, but I don't think Toronto has a superstar. And Brooklyn has been pushing teams to their limit. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Clippers playing Kawhi. They damn near ruined Portland's season. Like, they've been playing very hard, and I don't think Toronto is just going to whoop their ass like that. So I do have Toronto winning, but I have them winning in 6. Now on to the West. Portland versus the Lakers. I like Portland. They're a very good feel-good story. Carmelo back in the playoffs. Dame proving everybody wrong. CJ McCollum playing with a broken back. Gary Trent Jr. coming out of nowhere. Yusuf Nurkic, rest in peace to his grandma. Like, they're a very feel-good story, but I still don't see them beating the Lakers. Like, the Lakers are a number 1 seed. I like Portland, but I seen Karis LeVert when they played Brooklyn looking like Kobe or Jordan. Like, he was calling ISO plays for himself, cooking CJ McCollum. Like, nobody could check him, and he was getting to the paint at will. Like, literally almost spoiled their season. Last night, I seen Ja Morant getting to the rim at will. They don't have a soul that can stay in front of LeBron, and that's my concern. I do think it's going to be a good series, but I have the Lakers in 6 because I'm just not a fan of Portland's defense. Houston OKC. You can't really hold me to this because I don't know where Russell Westbrook is as far as his quad and all that. But if Russell Westbrook misses more than 3 games or 3 games or more, OKC in 7. Like, OKC in 7, maybe 6. But I'm going to say OKC in 7 just to be safe. If Russell Westbrook only misses 2 games, I got Houston in 7. Like, this whole series to me depends on how Russell Westbrook is feeling, and I don't know. So, OKC in 7. Denver versus Utah. Utah hasn't really been looking too bad without Bogdanovich and all that, but I still don't think they can beat Denver. Like, Denver found some hidden gems with MPJ, Bobo. They're not really hidden gems, but they weren't getting the minutes and all that. MPJ, Bobo mixed with the players they already had. Like, that's a loaded squad. So I don't see Utah beating that. I got Denver in 6. Dallas versus the Clippers. This is the series I'm most excited for. I know everybody likes Lakers Portland, but for some reason, I want to see this series. The highest ranked offense versus one of the best defenses in basketball. It doesn't get no better than this. Now, I do have the Clippers in 6 only because the Mavericks are young. Like, as good as Kristaps and Luka Doncic, as good as they've been, Kawhi and Paul George, those are seasoned veterans on a mission. And, with Montrezl Harrell coming back, Lou Williams, all those vets, they have a more loaded squad. And I think that's going to help them in the long run when Kawhi and PG sit down. So I got the Clippers in 6, but I do think it's going to be a great series. Now I'm about to speed it up. Lakers versus Houston, I have the Lakers in 5. Bro, I like Houston. I'm sorry. They are too small to check Anthony Davis. PJ Tucker on Anthony Davis and JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, all those bigs. To me, that's not going to work. Those threes are going to start not falling, and I got the Lakers in 5. The Clippers versus Denver. To me, this is going to be the best series of the second round. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it is. I got the Clippers in 7, but it's going to be a good series. Both these teams are loaded. Miami versus Milwaukee. I almost picked Miami because I really love that team. Like, I hope Miami wins, but I think Milwaukee has to get this done. This is Milwaukee's last chance to have like a wide open lane to the East. Like, the East doesn't have a player on Giannis's level to me. Like, this is your wide open chance. Next year, you got KD and Kyrie coming back with that loaded Brooklyn team. So you have to get this done. I got Milwaukee in 7. Boston versus Toronto. And I know Toronto fans are going to hate me for this, bro, but bro, it's just the truth. I like Toronto, but I still don't think they have that give me the ball type of closer, even like a Jason Tatum. And I seen when Boston played Toronto the other night. Bro, Boston whooped their ass. I like Toronto, but I think Boston would edge them out just because they have better late game players. So I'll go Boston in 6. Now, Milwaukee versus Boston. This is tough because I like Boston and I like Milwaukee. But again, I'll go Milwaukee just because I don't think it's no possible way Giannis can be on pace to have the greatest season ever. Literally, like, he just broke the PER record. He's going to win his 2nd straight MVP. He's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. It's no way I can see them not making the finals and just basically throwing away this perfect season. I got Milwaukee in 7. I think it's going to be a great series. Maybe I'm just talking because I want Milwaukee to get to the finals. I just can't see them blowing this season. The Clippers versus the Lakers. Bro, and I know Lakers fans are going to hate me for this. I like the Lakers, but if I have to put my trust in Dion Waiters, who hasn't really been bad, J.R. Smith and Alex Caruso to hit clutch shots and late game shots and 3-pointers when LeBron kick out, if I have to trust that versus the Clippers, who's loaded, bro, I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I know LeBron is going to perform. I think AD is going to perform. But those other surrounding pieces, I'm just not sure about. I got the Clippers in 6 because I think if it got to a Game 7, I think the Lakers would win because LeBron would turn into Game 7 LeBron in 2016. So I think the Clippers kind of know that and they don't want it to get to a Game 7. So I think they'll take care of them in 6. I like Kyle Kuzma. I like Rondo and all that. That's not going to be enough to beat the Clippers in my opinion. Now, the Clippers versus the Bucks. I like the Bucks. I love Giannis. He's on pace to have the greatest season of all time. But I do have the Clippers in 6. I'm still not sold on Giannis's perimeter game, and I think that's what it's going to have to take to beat the Clippers. Kawhi and Paul George and Marcus Morris and all them, I think they're going to put together a game plan, kind of like Toronto did in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, to keep Giannis out the paint and make him beat them with his jump shot and a perimeter game. I'm still not sold on Giannis's perimeter game yet. I like Chris Middleton. I don't want him as my first option when it's 4th quarter and 1 minute left. I just don't want that. I like Kawhi and PG and Lou Williams a lot better in those late game scenarios, and that's what I think is going to come down to, so I have the Clippers in 6. This is my NBA Finals, my NBA playoff predictions. I want to know in the comments what you guys think. I know I didn't want to go into detail about every single player and every single series because, bro, this video would be like 25 minutes long if I did all that. I wanted to kind of just freestyle my opinion on what's going to happen. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys drop your playoff predictions in the comments. I'm going to be reading. I know I'm going to get toasted by a lot of y'all fans and all that, but it is what it is, man. We all just fans. Follow my social media sites for updates. Do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.